I'm Sierra Morris and this is Chuckin' the Chicks. In this video, I'll be talking about understanding, preventing, and treating frostbite in your flock. With a little forethought, work in prevention, you can avoid many major health issues within your backyard chickens during the winter season. Freezing temperatures can pose challenges, but you have the ability to take measures to protect your flock from many major ailments. During the wintertime, simple things like dry sanitary conditions, adequate food and water, grit and calcium supplement, plenty of perches and roosting space, and the use of an effective ground cover litter for your region and climate will all support your flock's overall health during freezing temperatures and all year round. Just a quick necessary disclaimer, I am not a professional livestock veterinarian. I am not officially associated with any of the products that I mention in this video in any way. What is frostbite? Frostbite is a condition that causes tissue death in your backyard flock. Frostbite is an injury caused when the skin cells and tissue of your chicken freeze, causing cell and tissue death. Frostbite can be minor, like minor damage to combs and wattles, to major injuries and life-threatening injuries in cases which might cause a chicken to lose a limb or worse. Some breeds, due to their ornamental nature, elaborate large combs and wattles, their age, or other underlying health issues may be more prone to frostbite than others. Indicators of frostbite include things like a change in the color of the combs and wattles of your chicken. Combs and wattles may appear white, gray, black, or severely discolored in some way. Swelling. The area of the chicken subject to frostbite may appear abnormally swollen. Chicken feet may appear dark red. Lameness, limping, or immobility. Injured chickens with frostbite may appear limping or lame. Disinterest in eating or normal activities. Extreme cases of frostbite could cause a loss of appetite and impair all normal healthy flock activity. What causes frostbite in chickens? Frostbite is the result of two main elements coming together: moist conditions and freezing temperatures. Excess moisture in your chicken area is primarily caused by excess droppings and the lack of the use of an effective ground cover litter. Mud, excess droppings, moisture, unventilated conditions, and freezing temperatures when combined cause frostbite in chickens. Frostbite can occur in extreme cold when your chickens are subject to draft, meaning cold winter weather or precipitation blowing directly on them. If your chickens are wet, their feathers can't keep them warm effectively. Your chicken infrastructure should have ventilation high in the structure above any areas where your chickens roost or perch. High ventilation allows fresh air in and moist air out to escape while protecting your chickens from draft blowing directly onto them. How can you prevent frostbite in chickens? Provide sanitary dry conditions to your chickens. Clean up excess droppings daily using dry methods like spot clean and scoop or deep bedding method. Using a drywall scraping tool, remove any excess droppings from perches, roosts, and nest boxes. Replace and refresh your nest box liner as needed. Use dry cleaning methods when needed, like a stiff bristle brush. I have a whole video dedicated to how to clean your chicken housing in the wintertime without the use of water, so I'll be sure to include the link to that video below in the description for this video. Provide adequate nutrition and fresh water daily for your chickens. During the wintertime, even when they are not producing eggs during their natural winter break, your chickens' bodies are working extra hard just to keep them alive and healthy in harsh winter temperatures. Your chickens are domesticated livestock animals, and unlike their wild ancestors, the red jungle fowl, they can't survive on forage alone, especially in the winter when foraging opportunities are greatly diminished. Feeding a complete poultry feed appropriate to their breed and purpose, as well as providing water, either warmed and refreshed daily or via a heated livestock bowl, is essential to maintaining their overall health in harsh winter conditions. Dehydration and malnutrition make any ailments worse. Utilize a ground cover litter. Chickens sitting directly in mud permeated by droppings is the prime conditions for frostbite. Instead of a mud floor, utilize a ground cover like pine flake shavings or coarse construction sand. I would not recommend straw as a ground cover litter in most situations because it retains too much moisture and can be hard to clean. I also don't recommend mulch as a livestock cover litter because it contains sharp pieces which can harm your chicken's feet, causing bumblefoot, as well as harsh chemicals and dyes which can also harm your flock. Make sure your chicken area has ventilation, not draft. Provide space for ventilation high in your coop and run, preferably covered by hardware cloth when possible, to allow fresh air in and to allow moist, stale air to escape. Ventilation should be high above any place your chickens roost, perch, or frequent. Keep your chickens dry. Provide your chickens with a weatherproof roof to protect them from the elements. Consider constructing temporary winter sidewalls to prevent draft, harsh winds, and precipitation from blowing directly onto your chickens while they're in their housing. You can construct temporary winter walls from things like scrap lumber, plywood, straw bales, tarps, construction plastic, or other salvage materials. Leave a small gap at the top above any of your chickens' winter walls for ventilation. Provide plenty of roosts and perches. Homemade branch perches, 2x4s, straw bales, scrap lumber, and other chicken-safe objects provide a chance for your chickens to escape the cold ground. Chickens can cover their feet with their feathers when they roost to keep them warm. Roosting space also helps reduce bullying among your flock by expanding spacing options. Be sure to remove any sharp edges from any roosts or perches you provide for your flock. Avoid adding excess moisture to your chicken area during freezing temperatures. While your chickens need access to fresh water daily, regardless of the temperatures, be sure you are emptying and cleaning their water container somewhere outside of their enclosure, especially in the wintertime. It's important not to dispose of unused water inside of their area all year round, as excess mud poses a myriad of potential issues for them and for you. Using dry cleaning methods to clean your coop and run during the times of freezing temperatures helps avoid introducing excess moisture to your chicken area. Avoid feeding moist treats that might stick to their combs, wattles, and feet during times of freezing temperatures. Treating frostbite in your flock. Rather than rely on regularly treating frostbite, it's imperative if you notice frostbite is occurring regularly within your flock that you examine your practices in your chicken area for their root causes and address them. Properly winterizing your chicken coop and run prevents most cases of frostbite. Frostbite, even in the extreme cold of winter, is a very preventable condition. Frostbite, if caught in the very first initial stages, can be treated. Contrary to instinct, don't attempt to rapidly warm the area. Heating the damaged tissue up too quickly can actually worsen the tissue damage. Don't use items like a heat lamp or a hairdryer because this can cause more harm than good. The injured chicken may need to be temporarily isolated to be treated. If the frostbite injury is on the combs and wattles, you can apply a slightly warmed cloth to the area for 15 to 20 minute intervals. Remove the slightly warm compress and then reapply. Watch and observe your chicken closely for any signs of infection. In case of a frostbitten foot, the chicken can be isolated and stood in lukewarm water just enough to cover the feet to allow the feet to slowly and gradually warm. This can also be done in 15 to 20 minute intervals. There may be sloughing off of skin or resulting blisters. Apply a poultry-safe ointment like hen healer or a beeswax-based salve. Don't use any water-based ointments, including petroleum jelly, because these too can freeze in severely cold temperatures. Watch the affected areas closely for any signs of infection. Spraying a poultry-safe veterinary topical spray like Theracin wound spray or Vetericin will also help protect the injured tissue and prevent infection. I would not recommend wrapping any affected areas, as wrapping can easily become soiled and cause infection. Topical spray and close monitoring of the area once the chicken is well enough to leave isolation and re-enter the flock is recommended. Don't apply excessive moisture of any form to your chicken before introducing them back into freezing temperatures, as this can worsen the frostbite. Ensure any medications have dried prior to re-releasing the chicken back into the flock. Remember to transition them slowly, indoors and outdoors and vice versa, especially if there's a 20-degree or more temperature difference, so they don't perish from temperature shock. If you notice your chickens have severe frostbite on their combs and wattles, there is nothing that can be done to revive the physical damage. Once the tissue has turned black and become necrotic, it can't be saved and it will not grow back. It's important to not attempt to remove or touch any damaged area, as this is extremely painful for your chickens. Do not rub or attempt to remove the damaged tissue. They will naturally shed the dead skin on their own when provided with the grooming tools they need, like a chicken dust bath. You can use beeswax-based salves to provide care to the affected area once the damaged skin has been shed. Ointments like hen healer, Vetericin, and similar products can also help aid healing. A chicken dust bath can be made from any safe container they can easily get in and out of. My chicken dust bath contains clean fill dirt, wood ash from non-chemically treated wood, coarse construction sand, and food-grade diatomaceous earth. While chickens can create a dust bath for themselves and often will during the warmer months, it's important to provide them with a dust bath year-round to support their overall health and natural grooming behavior. Ointments like Hen Healer and similar products can help aid healing. For severe cases, it is important to contact a livestock veterinarian when possible. If the chicken has ceased eating or drinking, it may be necessary to separate them from the flock and provide care in isolation until they've recovered. If you will be isolating a chicken in more than 20-degree temperature difference, again, between inside and outside, be sure to transition them slowly from outside to inside and vice versa so they don't perish from temperature shock. You can use a garage or a covered porch to transition them slowly both inside and back outside. Isolation should only be considered in severe life-threatening cases. Any form of separation from the flock causes severe stress in chickens. Minor topical injuries can often be treated while keeping your chicken within the flock. In a previous video I did about building your own first aid kit for your chickens. I show an example isolation plan. I'll be sure to also include the link for that video, as well as my winter care tips playlist in the description for this video below. When the sun sets for the day, be sure that all of your flock that is free-ranging has come back and returned to their structure at night. During the winter, especially during deep snow and ice, it's very easy for smaller chickens to become confused, lost, or stuck in dangerous winter conditions. In emergency winter conditions like storms, consider keeping your flock indoors in their infrastructure until the storm conditions have passed. Here's a helpful checklist of questions to ask if you see frostbite reoccurring within your flock. Does my chicken structure have a leak-proof roof? Are there winter walls to keep my chickens dry? What ground cover litter is best for my region to combat muddy conditions? Do my chickens have enough roosts and perches? Do they have access to food and water? Is my chicken housing clean? Does my flock need their ground cover litter or nesting material refreshed? I hope these simple tips were a helpful review for your research about maintaining your chicken's health and preventing frostbite during winter conditions. YouTube analytics has showed me that 95% of people who are watching and enjoying my content aren't subscribed. If you're part of that 95%, I want to invite you to become part of the flock. I make new videos every week about backyard chickens and homesteading to make this information more accessible to everyone. Thank you to all of my current, new, and long-term subscribers. I'm so grateful for each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for helping me share information about backyard chickens and homesteading, and for sharing all of your own unique lived experiences, for all of the great information you share with me and with each other, and for all the wonderful questions you guys ask. Thank you so much for helping me build this wonderful, welcoming, online backyard chicken and homesteading community. I'm so grateful for you guys. Thank you for being here with me on the channel, and thank you for being part of the flock. It has been incredibly amazing and moving and inspiring for me to watch the channel grow and to watch the flock and the community grow. I'm so grateful for all of you guys. I truly feel my purpose is to share information about backyard chickens and homesteading with the world, with all of you. It is an absolute blessing and a privilege to be able to do so, and I'm so grateful for you all helping me do that. Thank you so much for all of your participation here on the channel and for being so amazing and welcoming to me and to everyone else here. If you have additional questions that weren't covered in this video about preventing frostbite in your flock, be sure to add those questions below in the comment section. I answer as many questions as I can, as quickly as I can. If you're an experienced chicken owner and you do something entirely different in your region, but it works great for you, be sure to share those experiences too, so we can all learn and grow from our different experiences in different climates with different kinds of flocks all over the world. We would love to have you as part of our flock. Lots of love from our Coop to yours. See you next time.